Alright, this one's called Nejaa, for the expanded universe character Nejaa Halcyon, who is the grandfather of Corran Horn, who also happens to be one of my favorite characters. Just like with Corran, the hilt of Nejaa Halcyon is never shown anywhere. No one's actually done an interpretation of it until now, so I have to take the character development from the books and basically interpret what I know of that into a hilt. He's a prequel era Jedi who is actually did a campaign during the Clone Wars with Anakin Skywalker, but he's Corellian, and like a lot of Corellian Jedi, he went against the grain. He's got a family, a wife, and a son, obviously, if he has a grandchild, but very sentimental about his home system of Corellia, so to show that, I basically just etched it into his hilt. That's Corellia right there, just as the centerpiece of the hilt, obviously. Salonia, which is an ocean world, or primarily covered by water. I made some old Chinese waves. Again, this is my very poor attempt at quote-unquote etching. This is Drawl up here. Drawl is temperate, so I have trees coming out of Drawl. Back to Drawl. Down here we have the twin systems, Talus and Tralis. Those two are smaller, but they're orbiting Center Point Station, which, just look up Center Point Station in Wikipedia and I'll tell you all about it. But this is a little 5mm white LED, which is also my aux button, and this is using Crystal Focus version 5, my first time using a version 5. Small hilt, again, 1.25 inches in diameter, 7/8" blade, but this emitter section I'm not going to do with it. That emitter section you can take off, and there's a buffer inside, so that when you take that out you can accommodate a 1-inch blade. So if you don't like the 7/8" blade, you can use a 1-inch blade. I like making sabers that with the 7/8" blade, but I only have one of them, so I have to make it at least able to accommodate some of those other diameters. Like I said, first time using a V5, which is pretty cool. Came up with the sound font to sort of demonstrate some of the finer points of Nejaa Halcyon. Sound font, of course, is called Halcyon for V5. I said Halcyon. 4, 5 power-up sounds if you wanted to, based on the angle, blah blah blah, but I can't very well demonstrate that with the limited viewing, so we'll just stick with whatever angle it's at right now. This is a Rebel white, and I was actually really surprised how bright cool white is. I think it was advertised at 180 lumens, but it's really dang bright. And it's not even being optimized as far as the optics, so go figure. Yeah, some of the sounds here. This was cannibalized from the what was originally the Lightmeat sound font, but decided to change it up a little bit, add some sounds and stuff, you know, jazz it up. Traditionally, Halcyons, they're not terribly strong with the telekinesis, but they're good with force persuasion, and force absorb is their strong suits, things that are a little bit more, the abilities that are a little bit more intuitive in nature versus demonstrative. So we got a couple of blasters. His gun is empty, so he's like pulling on the trigger still. Yeah. Standard blast. Where is it? It just cracks me up. The Force Clash is Force Absorb.
You want to buy some death sticks?
You don't want to sell me death sticks.
I don't want to sell you death sticks.
You want to go home and rethink your life.
I want to go home and rethink my life.
It was obviously persuasion. Heard a piece of it, but the lockup. Corrin, when he makes his own lightsaber, he does a dual phase, and seeing as how this is a Halcyon sound font as opposed to just Nejaa Halcyon, I tried to reflect the dual phase in the lockup sound, so that's supposed to simulate activating the dual phase, which is considerably more powerful and longer and I don't know, brighter blade. So that's why I call it dual phase, 2 modes, etc., etc. Yeah. So that's Nejaa with the new sound font called Halcyon. Pictures are up, so enjoy, and otherwise, thanks for watching.